Greetings everyone, I just wanted to do another update for Raid Slayer. It's still got a #1 new release tag, but it has lost the bestseller tags now. And I'll be going into possibly why in a moment. As you can see, it's got 7 customer reviews, but the reviews are a mix, to say the least. Like, it's got 7 reviews, 5 of them are 5 stars and the other 2 are 1 stars. There's like nothing in between. So the 5 stars all love the book. Actually, one was in defense of the book against the 1 stars, which I find is interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Basically saying the book it's worth a lot more than 1 star and blah, blah, blah. And I guess some people think I didn't hit the tropes of the harem genre overly well, and they're giving it 1 star because of it. So, I mean, I guess that just shows the importance of hitting the tropes of your chosen genre. Especially if you're writing in a niche genre like harem or something like that. I mean, I wrote the book I wanted, like I knew how harem worked and all that sort of stuff, but I went my own way as well, and I mean, that's always a risk. But I wanted Raid Slayer to be my book. I wanted it to be a sort of light-hearted action, fantasy, adventure with a bit of sex thrown in, basically. The people that have given the book 1 stars just think that the women being programmed to love the guy is, I guess, boring. So, yeah, they've given it 1 star for that. I don't think one liked the fact that it was so lit RPG either. Like, it shows all the numbers and stuff like that. But, yeah, I think their main problem has been that because there was no conflict between the women and the man, and the women just loved the man and the man just loved the women type thing, that it was boring, basically. I mean, I wanted the conflict to be external conflict. Like, I wanted it just to be a fun adventure, basically. I didn't want them, like, fighting each other and just all these deep character dynamics like that. I mean, there's going to be a bit of that in Book 2. The woman in Book 2 is actually another player, and she hates men, so there's going to be a lot more internal conflict within the harem type thing. But yeah, I mean, maybe that was my mistake. I just wanted to make a fun book. I mean, my Lost Sun books all have deep, complex characters and all that sort of stuff, and they sold like crap, so I just wanted to make a fun book, and this book really got me back into writing again after being hit for page reads last time. Just all the crap with that. So it's got 3.7 out of 5 stars as the average, so yeah, not particularly great reviews on Amazon. I mean, it's great having 5 stars, but just the polar opposite reviews there is just crazy. So I'm going to show you my Goodreads now. This is my Goodreads ratings. Now, this is a lot more fair range of reviews and ratings here, basically. It's got a couple of 2 stars, as you can see, and a 1 star. And, yeah, the rest, like, equal number of 5 and 4 stars. So I feel this is a lot more a balanced opinion of the book. So most people obviously like the book. I must have got a 2 star sometime today, which sucks, I suppose. But anyway, most people obviously like the book. In terms of overall money made, this is in Australian dollars. I'll change it to American in a sec. For Australian viewers, it's just under $5,000 that I've made total in the last 10.5 months. Now, Raid Slayer's made $3,178 Australian. It's sold 407 copies, and it's had 295,943 page reads. Sales royalties, it's at 1,338 Australian dollars, and KU royalties 1,821. Now, this is US dollars, 3,617 total overall, and it's made $2,274.68. And of that, about 2,000 US dollars is profit, if I include the page reads. Otherwise, I'm still going to make maybe $700, $650 profit or something just off the sales alone. Now, the reason I don't include page reads is because I seriously think Amazon is going to hammer me for page reads. Even though these page reads are lower compared to the sales, it used to be 1 sale would be worth about 1,000 page reads. Things have obviously changed with Amazon, especially in lit RPG, and authors have been hammered left and right. Well, they have been. It's slowed down a bit over the last few months, but I really think I'm going to be hit for page reads, and in fact I think Amazon has already hit the book, and I'll show you why. Here is the sales data for Raid Slayer. You'll notice it's sort of at the start it's pretty high. A lot of that was pre-orders coming in, and then the rest was the sort of book selling. This is worldwide sales too. And then on the October 1st, it reached its peak at 39 books, and it was sort of going up and up since then. And then bang, the next day, it's just pretty much gone downhill rapidly ever since. It's 5 days later or something, 6 days later, and I had 8 copies sold yesterday worldwide. And I don't know what today's going to be like. I really hope it's a bit better. But even page reads have just declined from the height of 29,000 there, and then it's definitely gone down quick since. Now this is the American store, so yeah, it went up and down, and now it's been going down ever since. I almost think that Amazon has kicked my book out of the initial, like when you're in the first 30 days, they'll push your book extra hard, especially if it's selling, basically, the algorithm will. And I believe there's you have your 30-day cliff, your 60-day cliff, and then your 90-day cliff. I almost think my book's been pushed over the 90-day cliff. My ad spend has gone up, but then it's kind of peaked too, and now it's declining because the ads aren't doing as well with impressions. So I've started new ads, and even the new ads I've started aren't getting that many impressions. Like, it just seems everything is turned against the book, basically. So, it is pretty depressing to have a book sort of climbing up and up type thing. Had 33 sales on October 1st just on the US store, and then I go to October 6th and it had 6 sales. Yeah, it's just what happened, basically. I almost wonder if part of the reason Raid Slayer got high now is because bots were leaping onto my book. And if that's the case, it's very depressing, because is this just going to keep happening to me, or other people that have been hit for page reads? Like, we have a hit book, and then bots just jump all over our book, or at least according to Amazon, bots jump all over our books, because let's be real, Amazon doesn't provide any evidence of it whatsoever. You just have to trust them. And then, yeah, our books just get hammered down. I want to be a writer, and having this sort of stuff happen just makes it so much harder to be a full-time writer. And for people that might think, oh, I've somehow botted my book, or other authors that got hit botted their books, most authors want to do it full-time. Why would you jeopardize your whole future as a writer? Because Amazon is most of the market. Let's not kid ourselves. Why would we jeopardize our whole future as a writer just for a few page reads short term? And if you really think I botted my book, why wouldn't I have learnt my lesson from Thesaria? I took that book wide and basically killed the series because Amazon was going to terminate accounts back then. If I botted my Thesaria and got caught, why would I then go on and bot Raid Slayer, basically, knowing I'll probably get caught and have to go through the same thing? It's just silly. There's no way in hell I'd do that, and I'm sure the other authors that got hit wouldn't have done it either. Anyway, it's possible it's just the market. Like, I heard a lot of traditional publishers, I think they published 600 books on one day, according to a Guardian article, something ridiculous like that. If that is true, then that's just crazy. About the only thing I can think of that's kind of against my theory that Amazon has already hit Raid Slayer, and it's probably going to hit for page reads in the next couple of days, is the fact that Carrie Summers' new book, Caverns of Spirit, has also declined a fair bit in the ranks. That's at 1,322, and Raid Slayer's at 1,489, so it's not that far behind, and she has a lot bigger fan base than I do, by far. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's possible. I know the traditional publishers are promoting heavily now, because my book was taken from bestseller ranks a couple of times by traditionally published books. So, it is, I guess, the slow lead up to Christmas, so things are going to get ultra competitive anyway. I really would have thought that just because things got competitive because of the traditional publishers, that my book wouldn't have just plummeted like it has. And, this started happening before it got the 1-star reviews too, so, on Amazon. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of disappointing, but even still, I've got to think positive. Even if Amazon takes every single one of my page reads for Raid Slayer, which I don't think they'll do, it's still made a profit, and a decent, at least maybe a 200% profit or 300% profit, just off the sales royalties alone. So that's something. And really, I'm happy with it. I mean, it's had 407 sales. I mean, that's Visaria Book 1 has had 415. So Raid Slayer will soon be my biggest selling book, which is great. And I really hope it keeps selling, even if it's not obviously going to make thousands of dollars a month or anything like that. If I can make $100 a month off it, long term, that'd be great. I obviously need to get book 2 out there as soon as possible, and I'm almost finished with Visaria book 3. It's just really the proofreading part of it I'm doing. So thank God for that. That's all I can say. It was quite an experience. So yeah, feeling a bit down now. I should find out in the next 2 or 3 days whether I get hit for page reads or not, and how much I get hit for. And even if I get hit, they're likely going to hit me next month as well, and they still might take page reads from September. So yeah, I'm not out of the woods yet. Even if I get hit, if I get hit, I'm not out of the woods. So we'll find out what happens, and I'll keep everyone posted. Because yeah, I want to really analyze how much they hit me for and what happened to my book, just for future reference for myself and anyone else that gets hit for page reads. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Take care.